Alright, so Festival of the Lost 2025. We are a little bit early on this one because Festival will be dropping a bit later on in October, but if Solstice was anything to go by, obviously that was a pretty rewarding event, and we certainly hope that Bungie plan to do a similar thing with the Festival. On top of that, Festival does get a handful of updated weapons, so look at these slimy green things right here. These are going to be the new holofoils for Festival this year. There are some pretty interesting perk rolls on the weapons, and additionally we get the new armor, which will be cosmetic of course, but I think on the most part one of the more interesting sets for a lot of players. So we'll cover that, the new weapons, and some additional rewards that we'll be able to pick up during this upcoming event. So if you guys enjoy the video, a rating very much helps us out, but now let's get into it. So first up, Festival of the Lost will drop on October 21st, and like Solstice, it will run for 2 weeks, so it will end on the 4th of November. Bungie have previewed the armor set for the year. I don't believe that we'll be able to get set bonuses on any of this stuff because they're essentially ornaments or cosmetic sets, but like we've seen in other events, currently they are listed for 1500 silver or 6000 bright dust for the full set. So that part is going to work very much in a similar way to what we've seen in the past. But before we go any further, today's video is sponsored by one of the biggest games around, and it's a great time to start playing because players can get a bunch of awesome free rewards. This month, Raid Shadow Legends has partnered with Paramount to bring an epic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover. And if you log in for 7 days before October 30th, you can kick off your collection with Michelangelo, a legendary champion who spreads debuffs, taunts enemies, and dodges attacks. Plus, you can fuse Donatello, and much like Donnie is generally the brains of the operation, he's my personal favourite because he offers support, heals allies, and reduces cooldowns. But we can also summon Leonardo, Raphael, April, and Shredder. Plus, if you're feeling brave, you can challenge Shredder in the event dungeon to earn the exclusive Chronophage gear set, which is absolutely awesome. So you should totally check it out by scanning the QR code on screen or the links in the description box. More on Raid in just a few moments. On to the weapons for Festival this year though. In terms of reward tiers, I'm not sure exactly how this is going to work, but hopefully it will be the case that much like Solstice, we'll be able to get them as tier 5s and higher than normal tiered drops for all players. I think that would be a big win, especially since a lot of players probably are going to be taking things fairly slow over the next couple of months. It could be an opportunity for Bungie to basically loot-palooza the whole thing and get players back in. Bungie, I hope you're listening. Please do it. Taking a look at these weapons though, firstly, we have the Hushed Whisper. I believe this is a totally brand new weapon for Festival of the Lost. This is a precision frame strand bow. As we said, they will come with holofoil variants, so the holofoils are sort of a green glowing weapon, which actually looks kind of cool right there. They'll also essentially be the achronal variants of the ornament for the tier 5 drops as well. But for perks on this particular bow, firstly, it can get Tear, as well as Impulse Amplifier, Successful Warm-Up, Lone Wolf, Lead from Light, Snapshot Sights, and Slice in the first trade slot. Then in the second slot, we can get Archer's Gambit, Hatchling, Explosive Head, Collective Pugilism, Collective Action, as well as Aggregate Charge, and Precision Instrument. As we've seen from some other weapons, Aggregate Charge is a pretty strong bonus, where the weapon deals more damage for each elemental debuff applied to a target. So immediately that will be a decent damage boost if we have something like Slice or Tear in the first trade slot, and that will actually stack on top of other debuffs which come from other elements. So that's going to be pretty nice. Otherwise, it's nice to have another strand bow, and let me know any perk rolls that you think might stand out outside of the debuff combo. Otherwise, we're also getting a new kinetic lightweight frame SMG, which is called Gunburn. It's essentially a recluse model weapon. There's the base skin right here, and we get the holofoil variant. The first trade slot can get something called Bewildering Burst, and reloading this weapon after defeating a target causes the next hit to launch a kinetic projectile that detonates into a disorienting blast. So it's kind of a variant of kinetic tremors right there. Could potentially pair up nicely with things like the Texec bonus too. First trade slot though can also get Lone Wolf, Threat Detector, Stats for All, Recycled Energy, and then there is Pugilist or Lead from Light, and the second trade slot can get Attrition Orbs as well as Kinetic Tremors, and then another new bonus called Ancillary Ordnance, and Rapid Elemental Final Blows and Final Blows on targets affected by elemental debuffs periodically prepare a homing micro missile, which is launched from your target after this weapon's next final blows. Multiple missiles can also be prepared. So that's quite an interesting one, and to be fair, it's nice to get some new perks on these, but that second slot can additionally get Target Lock, One for All, Wellspring, or Binary Orbit. So let us know what combos you think could work out there. Otherwise, we get the Arcane Embrace, the Heavy Burst shotgun. This comes with Arc Energy, once again updated for this year. And the first trade slot can get 4th times the charm, Reconstruction, as well as Lone Wolf. Then we have Rapid Hit, Envious Assassin, Jewel Loader, and Grave Robber. The second slot can get Rolling Storm, Volt Shot, Precision Instrument, Surrounded, plus you can also get Aggregate Charge, Dragonfly, or Collective Pugilism. So again, some interesting possibilities here. I feel like out of all of the weapons, the SMG is potentially going to be the most interesting, at least in terms of perks. Although all of them have some unique components, so let me know which stand out to you most in the comment section. Next though, something else related to Raid Shadow Legends. Once you download the game using the info below, you can unlock another free champion by using one of the codes on screen in the first 48 hours. It's a great opportunity to get some more free rewards, and I'd go for Green Warden Reward because that code expires on October 22nd. So don't miss those. Otherwise, one of my favourite things about Raid are the awesome champions we can summon by spending shards. On top of that, if you hit the link below or QR code on screen, you'll get a free starter pack with the legendary champion Karu, plus a bunch of exclusive epic champions. So after reaching level 10, you access Ugo. From level 20, you can get Verges, and finally Tagore at level 30, and that's in addition to unlocking Michelangelo if you log in for 7 days before October 30th. Without a doubt, it's the best time to jump into Raid. These offers are only available with my link, so be sure to check it out, scan the QR code on screen, and thanks to Raid for sponsoring the video. In terms of activity content, I can't say what we're going to be getting for Festival this year. I haven't found any data in the database yet that suggests that Haunted Forest will come back, or whether we get a new activity. It might be that we get modifiers for the portal once again, much like Solstice. There will be a handful of new masks though. We can't preview all of them, but there'll be a failsafe mask, a fungal mask, which sounds somewhat sporing. Haha, do you get me? No? Grim Mask, there's also Lodi Mask, Orin, and an Oryx Mask, as well as the Weasel Error Code Mask. Because of course Bungie really know how to do the funny, don't they? The other component this year, of course, as always, will be cosmetics, so we'll have an event home with a reward track that'll no doubt have some cosmetic stuff on. Otherwise, Eververse will be updated. There are a handful of things that will be silver only, but a few new ones available for Bright Dust, as well as returning things. This year we'll get the Ghastly Flight Shell, that will sell for 2,850 Bright Dust, but will also be available in silver bundles. Otherwise, there is the Phosphoric Phantom, a ghost train sparrow, essentially here, that will sell for 2,500 Bright Dust, as well as the Plushosaurus exotic sparrow, which will sell for the same costs. Winged Runner, a new exotic ship, for 2,000 Bright Dust. And the Lepidoptera for moth fans out there, as well as another ship, the Beautied Beast. So some interesting cosmetics, just keep in mind for all of those, they're going to sell for silver and Bright Dust. So given that the event only lasts for 2 weeks, if you have the Bright Dust, there is absolutely no reason to purchase these for silver, because if they're not up in week 1, they will be available in week 2. Anything I haven't mentioned here is either returning from previous years or it's going to be silver exclusive, so just keep that in mind. On top of the new armor set, which as we mentioned will also sell for Bright Dust, Bungie will feature sets from previous years, all of them still available for silver and Bright Dust, and they'll have the same costs associated with them. Otherwise, like we've seen with other recent releases, there will be a new shader bundle and some paid shaders, again, which are silver exclusive. It's not necessarily surprising though at this point. And to be honest, as long as the gameplay rewards are actually satisfying and helpful in terms of progression in the game, I'm not that fussed about the cosmetic part. I know some players really are, I totally understand it, but if the base game is enjoyable, I can forgive cosmetic things a bit more. And that's why, given that we're a little over a month out from Festival, again, I would hammer the feedback home that Bungie should really use this as an opportunity to level up this event with a sort of loot-palooza component. Solstice was already better in that we could also get armor drops from it, so I would say Bungie should apply a really big power bump to all of the rewards that drop from Solstice, and just give everyone at any power level chances to get tier 5s, or routes to get tier 5s. If you make the game rewarding, people will come and play the game. Or at least I strongly believe that will be the case. So there we go. That's what we have to preview. I think the weapons look pretty cool, but give me your thoughts below. Also, kind of a win on the festival armor, at least the way it looks. So if you're going to be jumping into it, let me know in the comment section. If you've enjoyed the video today, a rating very much helps us out as well. Plus, be sure to get subscribed and I will keep you posted with more content. Otherwise, thanks for watching and I hope you guys have an awesome day.